Hello guys, this is Par here, and welcome back to the behind the scenes of my Imaginarium Halloween Special. In the last video, we looked at part 1, because there were 2 parts to the Halloween Special, of course, and today we are going to be looking at part 2. So again, we're going to be looking at the main things that happened, how I did it in the editing process and things like that, and just overall, you know, how it all came together. So let's just start off. So at the moment, as you can see on screen, we're looking at the very beginning of the of part 2, which was basically a previously on. So part 1, of course, was all the setup for part 2. You know, we looked into that last time. I won't go too much into that, of course. Obviously, if you'd like to go and watch part 1, you'll find the link in the description. And if you'd like to go back and watch the actual Halloween specials, part 1 and part 2, the links will be in the description for you as well. So, yeah, it's all about part 2 today. So, as we saw, it was just a kind of recap of the main thing that happened. And obviously, we've got the thing there, it says now. So, we're coming into it. And the kind of setup for the part 2 was, and my ideas behind it. So, to start off, we of course started in the house. At the end of the last episode, we was poisoned and we blacked out, and now we wake up in the house, disoriented. It's all dark, and we're just like, "What's happening?" There's no door. We can't get out of the house. We start searching in the chests, and all the chests are empty and things like that. So it's from this point, it's supposed to be a case of not knowing what's happened. We're trying to figure out what's happened. You know, we blacked out and we've just ended up back inside the house. It's all dark, it's all strange, and we're, you know, there don't seem to be anything in the chest other than like rotten flesh. So we've got no materials, we've got no tools or anything like that. So yeah, we of course carry on throughout the house, and that is when the sort of spooky things start to happen. What about the living room? I can see a bit of a glow coming through there. It's going to kind of creep a bit. It's getting a bit dark and haunting in here. What is that? Whoa, whoa, whoa. So this was the first sighting of the ghost that we see in part 2, and yeah, this was pretty cool, and yeah, we had fun playing around with this one. It actually took us, I think it was 3 takes to get that part right, and it might not seem that difficult, but when you're trying to kind of communicate and you know, make sure the timings are right and things like that, it can actually be a little bit tricky to do. And I think I'm actually going to show you a couple of bloopers at the end of this video, so look out for that towards the end, just of that section, because I did have those recorded, and it was a little bit funny. But yeah, so that part there was just to have this ghost there, and it just kind of disappears, and it's like, what is going on? It's like kind of like the first thing that starts to happen. And yeah, so the whole part of the sort of house was to have strange things going on. And of course, we're going to the kitchen, we find there's no food, it's all rotten flesh, and now we head to the dining room. And basically, as you saw there, the light just suddenly goes out. And that was quite a cool idea I had. I probably had it maybe about 5 or 10 minutes before we started recording. I thought, that would be good, and that would be really, really cool to do. And again, it's all to do with Morganator helping me out of that. He was, of course, listening in. He was part of the kind of party chat, but of course you couldn't hear him talking, and he didn't really speak unless he had to speak. And that's part of one of the bloopers, actually, where he actually spoke to me, and I actually basically responded to him and totally forgot that I was recording. So so yeah, so that was pretty cool. And you know, the sort of thing there was like with a ghost vanishing, it was just Morganator, and then obviously it's there, and then when I walk in, he just, you know, goes invisible basically. So, and just disappears. And of course in the dining room, it's just a simple case of him punching the torch so it goes out. But of course he was invisible, so you didn't see anyone do it. So that was pretty cool. So obviously we've escaped the house. We've managed to get out through my bedroom. The dogs are nowhere to be found, and this is where we sort of head out into the world. And then obviously even more starts to happen. And a steak. We've got some steak. Right, we can actually eat. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa! Did you see that? Oh my god. So here is where we saw the ghost again, and this part was really, really cool because sort of at the beginning, me and Morganator, we had the plan of, the house was kind of planned. We had the rough idea of what we wanted to happen, but from leaving the house, I basically told Morganator, I said, I don't want to know exactly, I don't want to sort of plan out what we're going to do exactly. We had a couple of kind of things in mind, we're going to get to here, do that sort of thing, but all the in-between was basically a case of us playing it by ear, just improvising. And that's what I basically said to her. Because I don't want to know exactly what's going to come in front of me. I wanted at some point, possibly be genuinely scared or actually make me jump. And that's what happened there. I just kind of went into the mine. I knew I was going to go to the mine just to go and grab some tools because I knew some would be in there. And of course, he just appeared at the door. I actually genuinely jumped in my seat at that time as well. So that was a little bit crazy. And so that was the cool thing about this. Part 1, I did it all by myself, so I planned it. And part 2, like I say, I had a couple of things in mind to do, which I said to Morgan, this is what we're going to kind of do. But, there was no kind of set script or anything. Like I say, it was all about him basically doing whatever he wanted to me. So, as you saw there, one of the things was the bridge started to burn there. We've got lava all over the bridge. And so I think we did mention that. I said burn things as well. Of course, if you're wondering as well how I did this and not destroy my world, of course, all I did was basically copy the world. Just make a copy of the Imaginarium world and basically said you can do anything with this. So of course, we had that effect there again, the VHS effect there, where things were happening, just like, it's like kind of buzzing, and that was. I did actually cut something out there because it just kind of went on a bit too much there. It was a little bit boring, so I just kind of cut it out. But so that we could skip ahead, I just kind of did that part. I just basically put that effect over there just to have it as if there's a piece of the tape missing, that kind of thing. And obviously we got gas appearing and blazes and things like that. And again, this was all down to Morganator's kind of improvisation and just to come up with things. And this part here was pretty cool because I was, like I say, I didn't know what to do. Genuinely, I was like, where do we go? What do we do? And then the gas started attacking. And if you saw then, just in the background there behind the tree, Morganator appeared, and I didn't actually see him. I didn't even notice he'd done that until I came back and went through the editing process. And he did actually say to me, there's one point you totally missed. So of course, as you can see now, this is where the house started to burn. Basically, Morganator's poured lava all over the house, and this was the kind of turning point, which I kind of planned. I said basically we're going to have destroy the house essentially, and this is the point where we're going to say we need to get out of here. We need to leave the Imaginarium behind. It's that kind of thing of going like we need to get out of here. We need to escape. The Imaginarium's gone. It's going to be gone. It's going to be all destroyed. So it was a case of us going, let's go to the pirate ship. We can get to the pirate ship. We can sail out of here and find somewhere new to live, and that was the kind of thing. And from here to the pirate ship, things started to happen. So we jump into the water here, in a second, and and then again, this is where just Morganator got really creative, and we got the gas coming at us again. He spawned all of the silverfish to come after me, which things like this I wasn't expecting. So I was just like, I just had to kind of like go with it and just like play around and react to it. And of course, this is where the ghost makes his proper appearance to us. We're just like, it's like he's coming after us. We've got the effect going on as well. So at this point, we run straight to the pirate ship. So now we come to the part where the nightmare, as the episode was called, as part 2 was called, it was called part 2, the nightmare. This is where it all comes to an end, and we find out what is really going on. And so we've of course made it to the pirate ship, and we find out that we can't get away. We end up breaking like the steering wheel. The ship starts to catch on fire. We start to see lava, and this sort of end to this part was really, really cool because it just worked out really, really well. We kind of had an idea in mind, but we didn't get a chance to kind of do exactly what we was going to do. But the way it ended, it all ended up perfectly, and it just happened by coincidence, and it all came together fine. So what we had to do, of course, was climb to the top of the crow's nest just to get away from the lava, to get to the highest point. And this is the point where we become sort of face to face with the ghost, and basically this is where it kind of comes to that conclusion. So we're up here on the crow's nest, and the ghost appears. So let's take a look at that then.
We're just watching the world. My house, look at it. It's gone. My house is gone. I don't know
What's happening? Oh, no. Oh. There's no. I don't know how we can get out of here. No. What do you want from me? No! Where am I? Where? Oh, I'm in my room. So this is where we realised it was all just a nightmare. It was all just a dream. It wasn't really happening. And of course, after that fall there, we wake up in a bed with a pumpkin mask on, and we're just so like confused. What the hell happened? And it's such a relief, obviously, that we have woke up and the world is fine. It's completely fine. It's not burnt down. It's not been destroyed. And so let's just go back to the kind of like the crow's nest scene there. So the original plan. I'll let you guys know what it was. It was Morganator was basically going to turn into me. He was going to put on like the pirate skin, and it'll turn out to be like, oh, the ghost is me, and just this big mystery, and then he ends up like killing me essentially. But it didn't work like that. I mean, Morganator, I didn't think he had the time to change it over or something. But what happened was, it was the sort of thing was that he would kill me, but we weren't kind of sure how. And it just happened. I think there was a ghast like behind me as well, and he was firing the fireballs and things, and it blew up the actual fence, leaving a gap for me to actually be punched off of the crow's nest, and that is exactly what happened. And Morganator, and playing around with the effects there as well, like the fuzziness, and also at the point of the ghost hitting me, I kind of decided I wanted to pause the video there just to kind of have this like, what has happened, and then it just it continues, and we fall, and then just before hitting the ground, we end up waking up. So that's basically the idea behind that, and that's what happened there, and I'm really impressed by that result. So of course, after we woke up, when we saw in part 1, we found the Halloweenator, which changed the world to Halloween, and we pressed the button, it poisoned us. We've obviously it's our understanding that the actual Halloweenator is the thing that has caused all the problems, causes things to happen, or the bad things to happen. So we of course go and destroy it. So, and of course in this part we come to the end of the video, and we decided during this kind of thing to do something. It was like a spare of the moment thing. So it was a case of when we were going to say goodbye to you guys, we would have something happen. So let's have a look at what happened. And I will see you all later. So that was the ending, guys. The ending of the whole Halloween special. And as you saw there, the ghost made its final appearance, just to, that final bit of mystery right at the end. And as you can see, we're just having a fly around of the Imaginarium world, the copied world, where it's all destroyed. The house is gone, the bridge is gone, the boat's destroyed. So yeah, but that ending part with the ghost there, it was something that we didn't plan originally. And when we was coming to do like the outro bit, I think Morganator actually made the suggestion saying what we should do is have the ghost appear behind you at the end, and that was such a great idea, and we went with it. And I think it's great because it kind of adds that extra mystery to the whole kind of thing. It's like saying, well, it was a nightmare was going on, but then having seen the ghost appear again, was it real? Was it actually a nightmare, or was just things happening in the Imaginarium? Is the Imaginarium haunted? We don't know. But of course it was great to make, and part 2 was definitely the most fun to make, and I definitely want to be able to do that without the help of Morganator. So obviously a massive shout out and thank you to him for doing that. I'll of course leave a link in the description to Morganator's channel, where he makes some cool videos himself and some live streams and things, so be sure to check him out. But again, thank you very much for all the help with doing that. I would not have been able to do part 2 without you. Of course I did part 2 by myself, but there wasn't too much happening in there as opposed to part 2. But yes, guys, it was so much fun to make, and just to put all the ideas together, all the sound effects and the music and special effects and things like that all coming together, and my vision came alive. So I really wanted to do something special for the Halloween, the first Halloween in the Imaginarium series. I wanted to do something, and it's good to add that kind of element of story and I guess role playing and things like that in there. So you can certainly expect more of that from me in the future in the Imaginarium, different occasions, and I don't know, you never know. You guys will be able to see it obviously when things like that come out. yeah, so I really hope you enjoyed the Halloween special. Again, if you didn't manage to actually see it and you'd still like to, then again, check in the description. You'll find the links to part 1 and part 2. So I hope you've enjoyed this behind the scenes video then, guys. So stick around for a little bit longer to see some bloopers in just a moment, which were pretty funny. But if you've enjoyed this video, then make sure to hit that like button. And if you're new to the channel, then hit that subscribe button as well to see all upcoming videos from me. And more importantly, obviously more Imaginarium. Yeah! So again, guys, thank you very much for watching. And until the next video, I will see you all later. There's a light. I can see a light coming from the living room. Let's have a look in here. It's all a bit creepy. I don't know what's going on. Let's go down to the kitchen. I've got no food on me. I need to eat, actually. It's all dark in here as well. Okay, fair enough. Oh shit, sorry.